ANSMA is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to the enhancement, promotion, and celebration of African Nova Scotians in the music industry.
Soutenir's Black Community Association has been a long-standing institutional pillar for the English-speaking Black community here in Quebec.
SIYS is a registered non-for-profit here in Alberta, focusing on deploying entrepreneurial skills for at-risk youth.
Des cafés de spécialité. Puis on offre des sandwichs caribéens et avec des touches créoles.
As a Black-owned ethnic restaurant, our mission has always been creating a welcoming space.
I think maybe the biggest thing we're doing to meet people's needs is, again, just providing them with the sense there is a group of people actually doing something to make a difference.
We really wanted to get to the root of the structural systemic issues that were facing Black communities. And so while a financial commitment is great and can drive a lot of progress and change, we also knew that there needed to be capacity to be able to drive that change.
The BOF grant has really supported our organization, helped us to be able to understand the value of coaching.
Black Opportunity Fund has been transformational for us.
Hi, my name is Efosa Obano. I'm the founder of the Black Founders Network. The Black Opportunity Fund has been a tremendous partner for BFN Accelerates, for Black Founders Network in general. As a sponsor for BFN Accelerates, Black Opportunity Fund provides us with very critical capital for the entrepreneurs as it relates to them actually accelerating and boosting their growth.
In terms of grants, loans, up to $50,000 for Black entrepreneurs who have been declined loans by Canadian banks. All Black businesses who are enrolled in capacity building programs sponsored by Black Opportunity Fund on a quarterly basis receive grant funding from us.
That money is not just about buying things, it's really psychological. Having access to capital makes you think better as an entrepreneur.
These entrepreneurs that are generating traction of $250,000 or more, we're going to be supporting them now in unblocking their biggest barriers to actually scaling further, expanding further. One stream is going to be focused on executive leadership. This part of the program is going to be focused on exposing them to the best of the best across the country, across the world, really. The other stream of programming is going to be focused more on the technical capabilities, artificial intelligence, clean tech, IT and tech. We're going to be helping companies, position themselves for the changing world that we're living in.
Those programs have been developed in collaboration with Black Founders Network at University of Toronto Entrepreneurship, which just this past year was recognized as the #1 university accelerator program in the world, with the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce, Afro-Caribbean Business Network, as well as Founders Pitch Better.
What makes us novel is we focus on the opportunity, because that is what racism denies Black entrepreneurs, Black not-for-profits, and Black charities. The opportunity they need, and in many cases, the opportunity they've already earned.
Our partnership with BOF allows us to fund programs that address systematic problems or gaps that prohibit Black entrepreneurs from being able to get ahead. My name is Denise M. Hall, and I'm the Senior Specialist for CIBC Foundation. We've heard from our partners at BOF and CBCC is that the cost of permits, licensing, and certifications can be a significant barrier for entrepreneurs in growing their business. And so being able to remove that stressor from them helps them to sustain economic growth and so that their businesses can grow and flourish.
Black Opportunity Fund, Black Food Energy Grant, in partnership with DoorDash, has been a game changer.
In 2024-2025, we continued to invest our support through our partner DoorDash in capacity building and grant support for foodpreneurs and restaurants across Canada.
With the BOF grants, we'll be able to scale up our production with the purchase of new equipment.
The funding from BOF will help us reach out to more people through advertising.
The BOF grant will go a long way in operating costs.
This funding has been a blessing to us.
Taking an Afrocentric lens is incredibly important when it comes to telling the real story and authentic experiences of Black Canadians. My name is Eleanor McIntosh, and I am a member of the Board of Directors for Black Opportunity Fund and also the chair of the Education Working Group. The collaboration between Black Opportunity Fund and CBC's Black Life Untold Stories gives us the opportunity to really celebrate, highlight, and amplify the Black experiences, history, and rich contributions that Black Canadians have made to this fabric of Canada. So the Teacher Watch Guides are particularly important for a couple of reasons. It provides the grounding and the curriculum connection that's so important. The second thing is that it allows teachers to ground the watching of the film in a very active way with the class. The resource has a lot of questions in it that really centers and brings to life the narratives that are in the film and allows for a richer discussion in the classroom.
In 2024, in support of our education and youth pillar, we hosted a series of fireside conversations across the country with the Honorable Greg Fergus, not only the first ever Black Canadian Speaker of the House, he's also the first ever Black House Speaker in the history of any G7 nation.
Being able to see it is a reflection and a possibility of being able to be it. And so those conversations, generally speaking, are bringing in young folks into the room to be engaged and for him to actually showcase his background, his history, and let them know he's as regular as they are.
Our research often shows socioeconomic outcomes are not isolated. Racism contributes and influences socioeconomic outcomes and intersects at the same time with racism to influence the health of Black populations in Canada.
And SickKids, through its innovation, has developed a capsule shredder. It means that parents can safely administer this important medication called hydroxyurea to their children.
Through funding from Black Opportunity Fund, we are very happy to say that the capsule shredders have been distributed through all 13 Canadian Children's Hospital, free to every child in Canada being treated for the sickle cell disease. In addition to that, Black Opportunity Fund has funded Patient Amenities Endowment Fund.
This SickKids Patient Amenities Fund was created to address some of the needs that many outpatient and inpatient families require. So it can help with transportation, parking costs, accommodation. It can also help with equipment costs, medication.
In our latest update from SickKids Hospital, through funding support from Black Opportunity Fund, capsule shredders are now being distributed in Ghana, free of charge to children who are suffering from the sickle cell disease as well.
This is going to be an impactful program for generations.
The Black Opportunity Fund is a trusted partner with reach across Canada. We do look forward to being able to work closely with BOF. Dr. Upton Allen, Professor of Pediatrics at the Hospital of Sick Children, University of Toronto.
We are pleased to be exploring a community partnership with SickKids also involved, as well as a number of other initiatives, and this is a game changer. So this is a partnership that will be mapping Black genome.
For many years, Black communities have not been included in many research projects, largely due to systemic racism. Genomes from Black communities in Canada were lacking in the Canadian database.
This partnership, which has been significantly funded by Genome Canada, has recognized this gap.
In the current era of precision medicine, we're now able to develop diagnostic tests as well as medical treatments that are more tailor-made to suit the characteristics of the person we're treating.
And what this means, unfortunately, because of the lack of sufficient representation of Black genome samples, Black people are not benefiting equitably from these advances.
The project will include 10,000 genomes, and it's really important to capture the diversity of the African experience, if you will, in Canada. We are focusing on Ontario, Quebec, and Nova Scotia. But it's really important to recognize that we want this to be a pan-Canadian effort.
So again, this is another example of a long-term systemic issue that we are trying to address as Black Opportunity Fund, which will have long-standing impact.
Our youth here in Yellowknife and the North in general are gradually sliding into the justice system because of gang violence, because of overdose.
Our project is a restorative justice project for and by the Black community, supporting individuals, making sure that the system treats them fair and equitable.
We know that Black communities are traditionally and systemically underfunded and face greater barriers than many other communities. And a partnership like this helps to address that by reversing the power structures, engaging the community directly. And to do that, we need to partner with organizations like the Black Opportunity Fund. I'm Noah Aiken-Clar, and I'm the Director of Grants and Programs at the Law Foundation of Ontario.
Black Opportunity Fund has launched a grant program which is focused on justice in partnership with TD Ready Commitment and the Law Foundation of Ontario.
The key goals and priorities in launching the Justice Grant Program really have to do with the needs of the Black communities across Ontario when it comes to legal information, legal advice, legal knowledge, and legal services.
We are so proud to be recipients to receive the BOF funding that is going to continuously support the work that we are doing with young people.
So we want to sincerely thank the Black Opportunity Fund for granting us this funding.
As a result of the funding, we're able to receive more participants and increase our impact. Thank you very much.
Fair chance hiring is about fairly assessing a job candidate based on their qualifications, not on their past. Jacqueline Tasca, Director of Partnerships and Strategic Initiatives at the John Howard Society of Ontario. We know diverse teams perform better. We know that people with criminal records, when they're given an opportunity to work, tend to be more loyal, tend to stay longer.
So what we're working on with the Fair Chances Coalition is to challenge corporations to revisit their practices in terms of how they view criminal records and create a pathway back to reintegration.
A criminal justice system that was focused on restoration and true reintegration is one that would set someone up for success when they leave the institution or when they leave jail, that they are provided with appropriate skills and training, supports, job reentry supports, housing, and all of these stabilization pieces. John Howard Society of Ontario has benefited tremendously from partnering with the Black Opportunity Fund. We give a lot of credit and gratitude toward BOF to making this issue something that both private sector leaders and public sector leaders care about.
We at BOF, we are aspirational. And so setting up two funds with very specific purposes was important.
BOF Capital was designed to address some of the more upstream systemic barriers that Black families and Black entrepreneurs face. We wanted to create a structure that really addressed the fundamental systemic issues of entrepreneurship and a pathway for home ownership.
How do we create economic empowerment? And the Housing Fund and the Private Equity Fund are both ways that we do that.
My name is Gajin Kalasinga. I'm the managing partner of BOF Capital. So unlike other programs where their capital base is short-term and it's sometimes donations or grants, BOF Capital is a privately funded institutional capital program where we can invest up to 5 to 10 years to really support the community.
BOF Capital, which is the first of its kind for a Black-led charity to develop an investment entity with $150 million worth of investment funds that are focused on economic empowerment of Black communities and wealth building.
Entrepreneurs also need more than just capital. They need network access, they need mentorship, they need export market access. So our goal is to provide a holistic approach of funding as well as market access, network guidance, and strategic value add to our entrepreneurs.
But what we've also done is created a $50 million housing fund, which is creating pathways to home ownership for Black people in Canada.
home ownership has multiplier effects. You can often use home ownership down the road. People tend to take equity out of that home ownership to fund entrepreneurs, businesses. And so the multiplier effect of home ownership is tremendous. It has a psychological impact for communities, for kids, for multiple generations.
What we're looking to do here is to change the narrative and to change the outcomes by creating both economic and social impact. And that economic impact through use of that private equity fund is a way to create the very sustainability and change the model that we have been talking about.
As we move forward in the next 5 years, what I would like to see is BOF continue to make strides in breaking down barriers in systemic discrimination and anti-Black racism, and continue to center, amplify, and really poise the Black experience and Black excellence in a uniquely positive way.
The CDM-BCA is grateful to the Black Opportunity Fund.
I'd like to really thank the Black Opportunity Fund. Thank you.
Your support has been incredibly meaningful.
I want to say thank you to the Black Opportunity Fund for supporting the work that we do.
Honestly, thank you.
Thank you.
Merci à la Black Opportunity Fund et DoorDash.
We are indeed very grateful.
Tremendously impactful and something that we certainly appreciate.
Your support allows us not just to survive, but to thrive.
Thank you once again, and we appreciate you. God bless.